Hello, everybody. It's Allie here. I just wanted to give you a little Insatiable update. I hope you guys enjoyed season 11, Sugar Rehab. It was a lot of fun putting it together. And again, I hope you learned a lot and maybe it shifted some perspectives. So I want you to know that the next season of Insatiable won't be until January of 2021. I'm so bad at secrets. I want to share the topic with you because it's so needed. It's so interesting, and I'm going to hold off. If you are on my list or follow me on Facebook or Instagram, you'll know when the season starts, or you can put it on your calendar January 6th. Now, it is an abnormally longer period between seasons. Normally, I like to do one in the fall, but I really need to slow down and practice often what I am encouraging my clients to do as they discover what's really needed to heal and have a truce with food. It's been an intense year for obvious reasons. We've all been in, and I've also been dealing with some insomnia. On my own, plus my son still isn't sleeping through the night. We're working on it. And obviously parenthood is just a huge adjustment for me. Mostly for me, the details and the logistics and just keeping the trains running on time, as they say, is really something that I just drains me, frankly. And I started back to work about 6 weeks out, and I don't know if I'm just telling you all of this to feel like I have to over-explain myself, but that is why I am taking a break on the podcast seasons. But if you're new to the podcast, you've just joined in the last couple of seasons, there are so many great episodes. There's a catalog probably of, over probably 200 episodes. So go back and look at some of the stuff, of the other episodes. I think you'll really enjoy it and learn a lot. So look for the next season in January 2021. I can't even believe that date. Seems kind of surreal, especially since 2020, like time is just weird here. Second update that I just wanted to let everyone know, if you aren't on my list, I just sent out a whiteness does not equal wellness piece. It's some of the things that I've learned on my anti-racism path for the last several years. If you listen to the show, you probably know that the 2016 election was my awakening into my own racism and the systemic racism that is mostly invisible, but very prominent at the same time, especially if you are a black woman or man, or black person, I should say, still learning about non-binary gender, an indigenous person, or a brown person. And so I just wrote that to my list, and I really want to encourage you, if you aren't on my list, to check out the piece anyways, because I talk about some of the ways that whiteness is really making all of our bodies feel unsafe. Not to the same degree, white people, it's not to the same degree as black or brown or indigenous people, but things that you might not be thinking of as whiteness in terms of a set of thoughts, behaviors, and ideas. So some of the examples I used was anti-fatness is part of anti-blackness. Don't show emotion as part of whiteness, which is why we emotionally eat, drink, scroll through social media. And then when we're trying to do anti-racism work, we feel, quote, attacked or whatnot, right? So a lot of the reasons why we have certain addictive behaviors is because whiteness tells us not to show emotion. Whiteness also believes in controlling nature, which brought us industrial agriculture. So I get into a lot more of that, and tremendous resources of people to learn from, and some first steps. I often hear from my clients who aren't already doing anti-racism work. Where do I start? And basically, I'll just tell you now, find the area you care about, and then find the women of color leading it, because they're further outside the matrix of whiteness than those of us who benefit from white privilege. But check out the piece, because it has some amazing resources and amazing thought leaders. The other thing I want to let you update you guys on is I will be doing some casual online workshops in late August, early September, very accessible prices. They were supposed to start in July, but I got super sick in the beginning of June. And it took me a while to recover. So I'll be doing those, and they'll be coaching and around probably the emotional piece of Truth with Food. So you can sign up for that at allyshapiro.com. I will be running Why Am I Eating This Now, which is all around consistency and the emotional reasons we fall off track and getting to the root cause of those. That will be in the fall of 2020. And Truth with Food will run again in 2021, in January of 2021. So if you've been interested in that, maybe after this year, which has turned most of our worlds upside down, sideways, you might be ready for it if you feel the call. And I also just wanted to give those of you, I know a lot of health coaches listen to this podcast, a lot of nurse practitioners, a lot of therapists themselves. I love getting your emails about how the podcast helps all of you in your practices. And I haven't talked about it a ton because I just did a beta round of certification. So certifying people in the Truth with Food process because, some people have asked and other people it's just my way of being able to make a bigger impact. So we did a beta round and it went really, really well. And so we will be running another round of certification next year in 2021 in the fall. And I just wanted to give those of you who might not have known about it or considering about it a quick overview of what Laura Folks said, who was one of who helped me beta test it. She said, getting certified in Truth with Food is the best investment I've made in my business. The structure of the first session is a game changer with my clients, getting further in one session than 5 months previously. And overall, clients are making faster progress with more breakthroughs. In a short 3 months of going through the process, my confidence level as a coach has improved and I'm having more fun because it's amazing to help facilitate the type of results my clients are getting. Overall, I'm really enjoying learning the theory behind Truth with Food so I can better guide my clients. My coaching has strengthened as I learn more about myself and how to separate my story feelings from my clients. The mentoring sessions with Allie are invaluable as I know when I'm on the right track, and it's powerful when a client is feeling stuck, knowing that I'm not alone in this process. If all of that wasn't enough, I made 90% of my investment back before we even started by signing up 2 clients who I'm taking through the process. I'm really excited about what the future has in store for my coaching business using the Truth with Food methodology. So, if you are someone who wants to get results faster, more deeper for clients, and again, want mentorship, that's what I wish I had. And I had some of it with my professors in grad school, which was wonderful. However, it's really helpful to have mentorship with someone who, like me, who understands it's, people battling food is both a physiological and a psychological challenge. It's a truly integrated process. So email me if you're interested at allyshapiro.com for details. There are some requirements, mainly that you will have to have some coaching under your belt. This is not beginner coaching. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I was a beginner coach myself, right? We all have to start out somewhere, which is great. And all of you who are on the path, I'm cheering you on because this is what we need as we rebuild our healthcare system and make wellness a little bit more rigorous. However, this process, you have to have some experience because you'll understand it once you go through it. It's the only way I can describe it. And also I have more and more people asking me about my educational path, all different questions related to this career. And so what I'm going to do is just get all of you guys on the phone at once, anyone who's interested, and we can just learn from each other. I'll answer any questions, but rather than doing it individually, because again, I have an 8-month-old, I will just do it, a one-shot deal, because I do want to be able to give any guidance that I might be able to help you with. So again, get on the list at allyshapiro.com for when I send out those details. It will probably be in late July, so in a couple of weeks. Um, and lastly, if you've listened this long, thank you. I really want to ask for reviews for the Insatiable podcast. I tend to forget, even though I know that they're so important. And especially while the Jeff Bezos of the world are now trillionaires in this pandemic, yes, the rich have just gotten uber rich. The small businesses like mine have been hit pretty hard. I mean, unfortunately, I'm way more fortunate than many people. So however, it's because I don't have a physical location and I haven't, business hasn't gone down that much. But anyways, the point is that if you could really support my small business at the time, it would really mean a lot by leaving a review of Insatiable. That helps more people find the show. It enables me to continue to produce the show because I don't do advertising and don't make advertising dollars from that because I don't believe in a lot of the stuff that people advertise for wellness. Doesn't mean everything, but I just don't want to do advertising at the time. And if I ever do, it'll be things that I absolutely think you need. But how you can leave a review is on, if you have an iPhone, and I'm asking you to leave it on Apple's podcast. Now, again, some of you have told me that you're on Podbean and have left reviews there. Thank you. It helps anywhere. I just know from some of the data that most of you are listening on Apple, iTunes. So when you launch your phone, you can launch Apple's podcast. And then the second step is you just tap the search tab in the lower right corner of the screen, and you enter the name of Insatiable that you want to rate a review. Tap the blue search key at the bottom right or tap the podcast name in the drop down list. So you're searching for it when you open up Apple Podcasts. Then the fourth step is to tap the album art for the podcast, which is that blue with the woman and what she's eating, the orange. And then you want to tap the reviews tab. Then tap write a review at the bottom of the screen. And if you're not already signed into iTunes, you will have to enter your iTunes password to log in, which is a total pain in the ass. So thank you for doing that. And then you tap the stars to leave a rating. And then you can enter a review title, text, and content to leave a review. So you can either just hit how many stars you think it is, how valuable you think it is, or you can actually leave some language, which is helpful. And then you just tap send. And then you can feel really good about supporting the Insatiable podcast if you've gotten value from that. So that's my little update. Oh, I forgot to say too, a friend of mine who runs a birth story or a podcast on like all things baby birthing and holistic motherhood has asked me to share my birth story. So I will be doing that. So if you're interested in that, you can get on my list and you'll know when that episode comes out as well. I still have to record it. I'm a little behind with everything. But that's another thing I forgot to share. So that is it. But again, the big things are January 2021, Insatiable comes back with a great topic. I can't wait. I've already brainstorming for it and who I'm going to bring and all that kind of stuff to the show. Please leave a review. That'll really help. And then if you're interested in any of the programs or workshops or certification, get on my list at allyshapiro.com. You'll get all the information on those various workshops and programs. And if you're interested in the certification, Ally at allyshapiro.com, and I can answer any questions you have and see if it's even something that would align with where you are currently in terms of how long you've been coaching and if it makes sense for you. But thank you all for tuning into the show, for tuning into the season. Have fun listening to past episodes. Good luck with the rest of 2020. It's been a wild one. And let's hope that this is tearing down our patriarchal, racist, capitalistic society, and we can build something much more beautiful. Let's do it together.